life. Welcome to What a Sad Little Life podcast. I think I'll probably have to do it in that voice. Welcome to What a Sad Little Life podcast. If you don't know the reference, then, I mean...
Dear Lord, what a sad little life, Jay.
Best TV moment of all time. And that's me, someone who's in TV, someone who works in TV. I will never make something as perfect as that. But this podcast really has nothing to do with Come Dine With Me or that clip. This podcast is about a sad little life that we all have now. And, you know, we're all stuck at home. We're doing the right thing. We're saving lives. I'm going to be talking to a lot of my friends, a lot of my famous friends. We're going to be talking about how we're dealing with isolation, lockdown, talk about mental health, keep us entertained, keep us sane, and spread the love, man. Because, you know, we all have sad little lives at the moment, but we can make them sad little happy lives as well. Something came, it was bloody strange, but nothing changed. What a sad little life. Enjoyed the money, Jane. Episode 1 is called Rotten Bananas. Now, you're probably wondering why have I titled it Rotten Bananas. It's because at the moment there seems to be a weird trend where everyone's making banana bread. I bet you've made some banana bread. I did as well. It tasted like absolute shit. The reason people are doing it is because what do you need to make banana bread? You need rotten bananas, right? We're in a rotten situation right now. So it's kind of like we're taking something bad and trying to make something good out of it. You know what I mean? Taking the rotten bananas, make something lovely out of it. Banana bread, not my banana bread. That tasted like arsehole. But generally, you can make something good out of rotten bananas. You know, you're taking control of a situation. Right now, we don't have control. This kind of gives us a bit of control back, you know, via rotten bananas. Now, take your banana bread and get off my property. Didn't know Shabsy had bars like that. I didn't know he could go hard like that. We'll get to know. My special guest for episode 1 is no other than the man, the myth, the legend, Stephen Merchant.
Sir Stephen Merchant, the Merchant of Venice, Chaucer. Yeah,
and Shakespeare.
And Shakespeare, exactly. Yeah. How you been, man? Long time.
All right. I haven't seen you for ages.
I know. What was the last time I saw you? We were in some. You were in an elf costume, and we were in the middle of a fucking lake somewhere. I think.
Do you remember how we were in a freezing cold lake? And wouldn't we dream of that now, being together?
Oh, mate, just being outside.
In a lake.
I want to know when are they going to legalize outside again? You know, they're talking about legalize this. I want to legalize outside. I gotta be cocky. I find myself every email I sign off now is stay safe.
You know what mine is?
Go on.
Stay healthy and hopeful.
I gotta be cocky.
First name drop of the session.
Go on. Yeah.
I did a charity thing once with Bono. Of U2.
Right. Yeah.
And at the end of the thing, everyone was saying goodbye, and I said, see you later, Bono. And he went, see you down the road.
Oh.
I thought, you know what's clever about that? This is clever, Asim, and think about this, right? I imagine a lot of people want to hang out with Bono, right? They want a piece of Bono in their life.
Yeah.
So if they say, if someone says, see you later, Bono, and Bono goes, yeah, see you later, that person could go, well, when, Bono? When are we going to get together? Right? So you know, he doesn't want to put awkward. That's an awkward situation. So instead, see you down the road. What's great about that is it's like maybe we'll run into each other again, and that would be great. And I'd love to see you, but I'm not making any promises.
In a way, this lockdown stuff is quite annoying because I haven't got any excuses now. You know, now everyone wants to fucking wants to do Zoom parties.
I was thinking of all kinds of ways to try and get out of this.
So my girlfriend said, okay, say your battery's died. I'm like, that's not going to fucking work. You have a charger at home all the time. She went, power cut. That's quite extreme, but
power is extreme, and also I could check up on that. I could, I know your postcode. I could
Scottish Power. Hello.
Ask you, Sim, what your plans are vis-a-vis haircuts.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about what my plans are for my visa. I was like, mate, I've got them. I was born here. That's all in check. All right, pretty ain't got shit on me, mate. No. All right, so with my haircut, what happened is that I've been wanting to shave it off for years. Like, I had that, you know, that weird thing, you must know this, you know, when you have an idea for a character and you're like, oh, mate, you know what would be fucking funny? What if he had like a really greasy ponytail and like a disgusting moustache? That was me 10 years ago, not knowing that that's going to be my life now. You know, you don't know. You think, okay, I'll do it'll be a thing. People won't get, but it actually became a really, a thing for him. All my favorite comedy characters, they have a look, they're almost like superheroes. They have like their outfit, they're key workers and they are literally heroes. Like, this really puts into perspective how important they are. And it's just
great, isn't it? I mean, man. It's really, they are on the front line,
Yeah.
like soldiers, putting their lives at risk.
It really is that, man. It's like, and they're dying, and like, you know, when you see the papers of their faces, and you think this is literally like the war. And, you know, you think of those times when, like, God, how would we react in a war? And like, this is obviously how we're reacting. Just, you know, we're literally doing nothing, which we are. This is all we can do right now. We can stay at home and stay alive.
I always think it's like, you remember, there's like, you know, you know, if you're a historian of kind of comedy or entertainment like I am, you know, there's lots of sort of people during the war who, you know, what did you do during the war? Oh, well, I was part of the entertainment troupe.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What, you were putting on some Gilbert and Sullivan, were you? That was helping, was it?
Brave.
Is that what the soldiers wanted?
So brave. What happened with your project?
I was filming a show down in Bristol, my old hometown, which I had wanted to make for years. I've been working on this project for ages. And we were up and running, and we were 2 weeks into filming, and we had to pull the plug. And again, you know, in comparison with, you know, a lot of the ways people are suffering during this, it's nothing. But,
of course,
for someone, you know, as you know, you put all your heart and soul into a project, and so yeah, that was pretty gutting. But you know,
yeah, it kind of it is so, yeah, it's gutting, but at the same time, it's kind of like, you know, you put it into perspective, and you think, you know, it is heartbreaking, and, you know, all that stuff. But generally, I think in life, you just think about so many things aren't important. Like, I do think creating art and, you know, creating comedy and all that stuff is really, in music, it helps us. But at the same time, it's kind of like, if you don't have your health, and if you don't have, you know, I mean, look at it. It's like, you know, it is crazy, man. And I
wouldn't be so pretentious as to claim that what I do is art, Asim. But, you know, if that's how you want to think about yourself,
well, sure. You know, your safety advice about the social distancing, which was amazing.
Well, I was amazed when I was going out for my sort of daily bit of jogging that people I don't think everyone realizes what 2 meters is.
No.
They don't realize that 2 meters is a bigger distance than you think. And for those who didn't see it, like, for instance, this is my door frame, right? Now, the average door, I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
The average door is about 6'4". Okay. So you can see, and I'm over 6, so I'm like 6'7", which is just over 2 meters. So if you think about the size of the door in your house, that's a big distance. And I don't think people are fully aware of it. So I was going around, you know, doing a little bit of exercise, trying to get the distance, and I'd see someone coming the other way, and I'd be thinking, well, this prick's not going to move. They don't know idea. They don't know what's going on, and they might make a kind of vague step to the left or right. No, it's not going to work.
Stephen Merchant measurement.
Use me as your guide. And
the merchant measurement. I think that could become a thing. Like, that could actually become, a thing of the merchant measurement. Like 2 meters.
Steve Merchant between you and anyone else is what my advice would be.
Exactly. I mean, for me, you know, women have always stayed around 2 meters away from me, so I'm quite used to social distancing.
You've got half the population already avoiding you. It's just exactly.
Do you have any advice for people, either creative people or non-creative people, in terms of what to fill your time with, how to keep your spirits up?
What I try and do is give myself sort of structure to the day. You know, I don't just let the day stretch on ahead of me. So I think to myself, well, what do I want to get done today?
Yeah.
That might just be something like, you know, I'm going to read a book, or I'm going to watch a movie, or whatever it might be. But I feel like there needs to be some structure in your day, you know. And I think in this lockdown, without any kind of formal structure, it's easy for the day to just sort of meander on, right? So I do think, you know, building sort of some planning into your week, into your day, is very helpful. And then it's like, you know, for instance, I'll work and then I'll reward myself with something, whether it's watching a movie I want to watch, or I like playing online chess. I'll reward myself with a little chess. You know, I give myself those little incentives, you know. So I do think that's helpful, is giving yourself some structure, giving yourself a little project for the day.
I think I'm getting onto that now, but in the early days of the lockdown, I'm talking about it like we've been in it for years now. In the early days,
it's only been a handful of weeks, hasn't it? Really?
I know it feels so long, but I had no structure, and I was doing that really bad thing where I was just watching the news 24/7. Right. And it's so toxic, and it's just like you're watching. It reminded me of like 9/11, even though I was quite young when that happened. But I remember my mum was just locked to the screen, and you're literally, and Brexit, all this stuff. You're just like, you know, and it's so toxic because that just fills your, you know, your whole day. And then my routine was like, I don't know, like just eating cereal at like, you know, 3 in the morning. It was really bad. So I think, but now I'm trying to, you know, and even I'm doing this as one of the main things to just give me something to do, because I've got writing projects, but this feels like, you know, like something I can do, set myself a goal, talk to some of my, you know, my friends, my funny friends, my, you know, all this kind of stuff. So, and also I just think I'm a giver. So I want to give this to people, so people can, you know, like, you know, I'm a giver, you know.
Well, I also, I mean, I don't know about you, but the demarcation between the clothing I'm wearing to bed and the clothing I'm wearing in the day is
nothing,
quite blurry. It's
and no boxes. I mean, only boxes for me. No trousers, no jeans. Like my mate the other day, I had a video call with a few of my mates, and my mate was wearing jeans.
Yeah, that seems bizarre. But I do think it's important that if you get up, you have some breakfast, then have a shower.
Yeah, showers.
Move into some day leisure wear.
But you know what?
I'm not when you go to bed. You know, just to, you know, so have your pajamas, your day pajamas, and your evening pajamas.
I'm not gonna lie. I did have a shower today, but I was because we did this a bit earlier, so I was like kind of like getting everything ready, and then my girlfriend was like, "Get in the shower," and I was like, "You can't smell me through the video."
It's true. I can tell.
You can tell though, the grease and all that stuff. I guess we have our fan base are overlapping mainly because we kind of like just stole your whole style. But you know, for fans of,
we've got the confession. Move in.
Well, what's your thoughts on People Just Do Nothing? Go on.
I love People Just Do Nothing. Of all the people that have ripped us off, I think you've done it the best.
It never gets old. You know, The Office in a way. I mean, look, for me, it's the Bible. I'm not trying to suck you off here, but it's the Bible for me. And it is. You said you don't make art. That's a fucking piece of art, mate. Like and the older I get, the more I realize it's a perfect piece of art. It's not television. It's not a sitcom. It is a piece of art. Even though The Office is isolated and it's set in one thing, there's so much going on. There's so much, you know, kind of mental energy going on. And it's so, you know, it's so fun. How did you create that out of a very isolating location?
I think it was, you know, the show was always born out of our experiences of having worked in those office environments. I mean, I worked at the BBC behind the scenes, and, you know, you'd think that perhaps it's BBC, it's TV, it's media, maybe it's a little more glamorous, but it's not. It's the same everyday squabbles over staplers and little power politics and all the rest of it. And, you know, even at the BBC, you know, you'd spend most of the day in this one room, and you'd have your desk, and maybe you'd go outside for the lunch break. But otherwise, you know, you did your full day in that contained space. And all of the kind of stew of drama that was going on, and the little sort of budding office romances and the dickish bosses and all the rest of it, it was all this little hothouse of stuff, you know, that was going on. So, to us, like, what was intriguing for us was that there was so much. It was such a rich stew just in offices that we lived in, you know, because in a weird way, people are in a very trapped situation, and therefore, you know, all the stew of things is all the more kind of compact, and the tensions are more felt.
I'm kind of asking all my guests to do one film recommendation and one song or album recommendation. It can be isolated, themed or not, but what are your recommendations?
Is it too obvious to mention my own film?
Well, I was going to... No. I mean,
I'll tell you why I recommend it. Only because a lot of people, I've had a lot of people sort of tweeting, and it's been making a lot of kind of feel-good movie lists, and people... I did an interview yesterday about, you know, for a film magazine about it being a feel-good movie, because I think, you know, in this lockdown period where there's a lot of sad news, depressing news, it is very uplifting, joyous, and celebratory. But for a more obvious, contained movie, and I'm sure a lot of people are finding themselves, you know, in a flat or an apartment. I would recommend Billy
Wilder.
It does show the working life, and soon people may be missing their offices, but a lot of it does take place in the one room of Jack Lemmon's apartment. And, you know, it's from 1960 something or other, so it's a little dated in some of its kind of politics, as it were. But if you think it's very much a satire on kind of, you know, on pre-Me Too men. And the treatment of women in their workplace. So if you watch it as the satire is, and also as the romance is, it's a really sort of classic. As in terms of an album, a music album, you know, I've had to go obviously to to a Stone Cold classic from Steve's collection. This is the
oh, you love that
30th anniversary edition of Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run. You don't have to obviously buy it in this form. Although what is very pleasing in this package is you get this additional film, which is Bruce at the Hammersmith Odeon in London, 1975, and this is the famous concert where Bruce had never performed in London before, and there were all these posters put up around town by his record company saying, "Is London ready for Bruce Springsteen?" And he arrived, and he was appalled by this kind of this hype, and he tore all the posters down. And the critics arrived at the Hammersmith Odeon, as it was then, Hammersmith Apollo now, and they had the knives out. They were ready. Is this guy big enough? They were ready to kind of crucify him. And as you see in the show, he walks on in darkness. He begins Thunder Road. Harmonica is playing. The crowd is kind of muted in their response, and by the end of the song, the place erupts in applause and joy. And you see in the course of almost one song, a man win a crowd over. And it's an absolutely joyous moment of rock and roll history.
Pornhub?
Oh, yes.
So this is one of my favorite moments of TV history, because the thing is, we went on the One Show, and first of all, we emerged from a group of choir boys, which looked so fucking suspect. It was so noncy. It was unbelievable. It was like this short, fat guy and this really tall, white guy. And it was just us creeping through the thing. And then, the famous moment.
Yeah. What the Fluff Challenge?
I have no idea. Was that something to do with Pornhub? No. The Fluff Challenge? Yeah. Do you have to? Is it a thing where you have to sort of secretly put some fluff on someone's shoulder and then run away giggling? No.
Should we have a look? You're a bit stumped, aren't you?
What happened then? Did you I remember you, Merch, and you were saying to me, you were going, "All right, Asim, now no wank jokes, no dick jokes," and you fucking said Pornhub. It was amazing.
I said Pornhub on the One Show, but I, in all seriousness, there are moments in my life where it doesn't occur to me that there's anything outrageous about it. So in all seriousness, I just thought, well, you can mention Pornhub because either you know what it is or you don't. And if you don't, then it's harmless, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's not like I'm swearing where a kid knows you shouldn't say a bad word. A kid watching or a kid, they have no idea. Either they know what it is and what difference does it make, or they don't. So,
it was on the One Show, mate. And
it was controversial.
But it was on the One Show and there was choir boys there, Stephen.
Right, but if those choir boys know what it is I'm referring to, then I haven't corrupted them. They've corrupted themselves.
Well, I loved you even more for that. I thought that was one of my favourite moments ever, and I was literally in tears when that happened. Stephen Merchant, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much for doing this, man. I hope you keep safe. That's what I keep saying to everyone. What was when you said
stay healthy and hopeful. And listen, Asim, see you down the road.
See you down the road, man. Cheers, bruv. Thank you so much.
The man's a legend. What can I say? He's honestly one of the nicest guys in the business, and he's funny in real life, which is rare because a lot of these comedians are miserable bastards in real life. All right, to wrap this episode up, I'm going to get my boy Raj, Raj Delgado. Some of you might know him, some of you probably have never heard of him, but he's going to do us his recipe for banana bread. He's a very sensitive soul, so just be kind to him, all right?
Hi, my name Raj. I am a scientist from Goa. I have big heart, clean heart. I am die-hard romantic. Today I make the banana bread. They say way to a woman's heart is through her mouth. I cook for her like Mary Berry, Mary Poppins. This is my recipe, Raj's end of the world banana cake. I want sex. First peel rotten bananas. Mummy say that Raj is rotten sometimes, but sometimes rotten things can also be lovely. Next, please mash the rotten bananas. Make sure you mash them very good. Sometimes Raj take out anger on bananas when Mummy shout at him and say he's useless boy. This is also very therapeutic. Next, take some ghee and put it in your Tupperware. I like to use my hands, but you can use brush. It make me feel naughty. Next, take some all-purpose flour. I like to use White King brand to remind me of British Empire. Weigh your flour. This remind me of Scarface. Weigh your butter. Weigh your sugar. Whisk it. Raj have to whisk very quickly. Oh, mummy, wake up and hit Raj. Add 1 egg. Raj make mess, so he add 1 more egg. I like egg. Whisk until it comes to nice smooth consistency. Baking soda. I got baking soda. Next, put in your rotten bananas. Make sure you get all of it in. You now can add cinnamon. Then please put it in nicely and mix it really well. Then pour into Tupperware evenly. Put it on a tray, and then we can put it in oven. Make sure you wear oven mitts because oven is hot. Yes, now we wait. I'm watching. Sorry for my oven door is very dirty. I need to clean. And yes, I will. Also, my glasses are dirty. I will clean that too. Oh, what a mess. This is a good time to clean up. My rubber gloves don't fit. Raj hands too fat. Make sure you clean good or mummy hit you. Okay, banana cake, banana bread ready. Put knife in to see if it is cooked. Oh no, it's not cooked. Let me pop it back in. Sorry again for dirty oven. Oh no, it's burnt. Don't worry. Right, smell very nice. Raj can save this, don't worry. I put chocolate spread inside chocolate banana cake. Banana cake is now more like pudding, and Raj like pudding, especially with nice cold glass of full fat milk. Mummy only let me have a red top. I eat it, it's hot but it's so nice. Raj then wash it down with a nice cup of milk. Remember everyone, if something goes bad, you can make it good. You could take rotten bananas and still make lovely chocolate pudding with cold glass milk. Bye. Raj have very bad diarrhea after this. Please do not follow this recipe.
That was Raj sharing his special recipe for banana bread. I hope you've enjoyed this week. I've really enjoyed making it. I mean, I've never done anything like this before, so forgive me if this is absolutely shit. But I put my heart into it. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm going to do more of these. If you want me to do more of these, then just let me know. If you've got any questions, slide in my DMs. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. And episode 1, Rotten Bananas. I'm going to end on this quote. When life gives you rotten bananas in the shape of a pandemic, make banana bread. Big up. Dear Lord, dear Lord, dear Lord, what a sad little life.